You may be feeling pretty alone right now. And this is not in the teenage rebellion way of, I'm alone and no one understands me, boo hoo. It's not that. But it is a genuine feeling of feeling like truly no one understands you. There, it feels like no matter how much you explain to other people what you're going through or what your plans are in life, the things that you're trying to do and you're trying to build, it feels like people just can't understand it. Whether it is because it hasn't really been done yet in general, or no one in your circles, in your environment really does that or does something similar to what you're planning and what you're doing and what you're building. And so it feels there is this feeling of aloneness. Not loneliness per se, but just this feeling of aloneness. And like you can't really talk about anything related to what you're doing and what you're building and what you're experiencing to other people. And so you kind of just keep things to yourself. It's not stopping you from building, creating, or feeling and processing whatever it is you're going through. But it's just, sometimes it's nice to have someone to talk to, and you don't really have that right now. It's not stopping you from doing anything or being who you need to be at this time, but it's just, it feels alone. If that is you, then this is your reading. That was an intro. Hi. Let's take a deep breath in first and release. I almost sent out a full exhale on the microphone. Okay, so it's a pretty straightforward reading. I didn't get a lot of cards. We'll see how long this reading goes based on how much I yap. But you, so you have three major arcana cards that has come up, and it is the Emperor upright, the Hierophant reversed, and the Fool reversed. And it's interesting how these three cards are in the first quarter. I want to say the first few cards in the major arcana lineup in the tarot, and two of them are in reverse. We'll talk about it. So your message is this in a nutshell, and then we'll explain further. Your aloneness at this time is not punishment. It is not. Yes, you can say that it's a test, but it's not punishment. You are not being reprimanded and scolded by God, by divine source, by the universe for whatever it is that you've done. And you are not being, it's not necessarily a test of who do you trust and who do not trust, things like that. It's not really that. But it is a season for you right now to be able to stand your own ground, stand on your own 2 feet, show up in the world with your head held high, your chest puffed out, confident in what you are building and creating for yourself, and then which will ripple out into the collective. But really, it's mainly about what you're building for you and your possible audience, or it, regardless of what it is. If it's a business, then yes, there are other people involved or other people who will directly benefit from it. If it's not a business per se, but more of your own life, then it is, for yourself. It is your time to build and to be able to stand on your own feet, stand your ground, grow your own spine, and build your confidence and esteem for yourself. And seeking validation in the midst of that from other people might not be the most helpful thing to reach out for at this time. Because when you think about it, it makes sense, right? If you're seeking your own validation, if you're building your own self respect, self confidence, self esteem, then it's not going to be helpful if you look for other people's validation. Because then it's like, what are you doing in the first place, right? Why do that? It's a bit counterintuitive. And we love counterintuitive advice that makes sense over here, but also this is not the time for that. This is the time for you to be the emperor of your own life and to build your own life in accordance with what you truly desire, as it is in accordance with, divine law and your best and highest good. That's what we want. But again, ultimately, it is not for other people to validate. It is for you, your own self, to validate. And right now, you may be looking at people or looking to people for validation and they just don't understand it. There's a reason why they don't understand it. It's because it hasn't really been done yet, at least in the iteration that you were specifically doing it as. It hasn't really been done yet in your environment or in people that you know. And that's the thing of it, because you're going to be the one who does it, right? So if you're going to seek out validation from other people, particularly from, this is where the hierophant in reverse comes in, particularly from people you originally truly look up to, your parents, your elders, teachers, society as a general, your community, your society as a general stroke, like brush stroke, it's not going to be helpful for you to seek validation there, because for better or for worse, they are going to want to uphold the standards or the way of life that they already have. It's difficult to instill change in a community as a whole or a broad like society when you're just one person right now with little to no proof of concept yet. You're going to be able to eventually plant seeds in people's hearts of, broadening their possibilities, the realm of possibilities, because you show them what's possible through the life that you are building. But right now, you're just going to continue discouraging yourself the more that you try to convince other people that, hey, what I'm doing is actually great, and without even anything to show for it right now. Because right now you are building and you are doing an amazing job. If you needed that, this is your validation, I guess, for lack of a better word, from me, that the life that you are building right now, as long as you are, again, looking at what it is you want and your desire as it is in accordance with your best and highest good, as you co-create with God, divine source, the universe, you're doing an amazing job. You get to pivot from that and, do all the fine tuning and stuff, co-create with God, co-create with divine source. You're doing a great job. You're doing amazing. This is your confirmation. And you get to right now keep it to yourself, like a, like a little project, like a little present that you're preparing. And it's easier for to convince people when you already have something to show for it, right? And I think it kind of makes sense, and it's a similar thing with, for example, somebody like an artist or a designer. And you're gonna like, for example, I'm a fashion designer by trade. That's one of the things that I do. And it it might be hard for me, for example, if I say, hey, get your clothes done by me. I'm really I'm pretty good at making clothes and designing clothes and making clothes. And when somebody asks me, "Can I see your work? Can I see, like, how can I know that what you're saying is true, that you're good at it?" And then it might be hard for me to get clients if I just say, "Well, you just have to trust me and then, and then see how it goes." It's going to be easier for me, for example, to get new clients if I start making projects already. And then, like, hey, what I'm wearing right now is something that I made. And then you can show the quality of your work. You can show, see, there's proof of concept there. And that it's easier to convince a number of people when you have proof of concept. So that's generally what this is saying. You're creating your proof of concept that you really don't, you know, at the end of this all, you don't have to convince anybody to, like, if this is a business, to buy your work or what, or to support your business. The proof is going to be in the pudding. The proof is going to be in what you create and what you show in the world. You don't have to convince people that your lifestyle is a good lifestyle. You can just show yourself and present yourself as the person living the lifestyle. And the questions are the praise, the asking for advice and how did you do that, you're amazing, all of that, that's going to come later. But if you're going to look for it right now, number one, you're not going to find it, especially in the places where you usually seek out validation, because that's kind of where you want to remove yourself from in the first place. And then also, it's not going to be helpful for you as you're building your own esteem and confidence and respect for yourself if you continue to look for validation elsewhere. Okay? What's interesting though with the Fool in reverse is that this is not new for you. The direction in which you are going right now, it's not really that new for you. Because the Fool is in reverse, right? It means, for me, I'm looking at it right now, it means you've already jumped. It means you have already, at some point in the past, whether it is distant past or recent past, at some point you've already jumped. You've already made that conscious, intentional decision to move in a certain direction for your life. And this is you simply right now, you're kind of in a way locking in. Maybe before you were, 50-50 on it, or you would do things for a little bit of time and then pause and then go back in and pause, or you just haven't had the time to really fully be 100% all in on it because of life circumstances, whatever it is. Now is your time to, like, fully lock in. The space is completely clear for you to fully commit to this all in. And now Divine Source is asking you, okay, now the time and the space is here. How are you going to build this? How will you follow through on what you have already started? And it's going to be fun. It is going to be fun, especially here with the Ace of Coins upright. That's the next card that we have. The Ace of Coins or the Ace of Pentacles. As you continue to, like, lock in and be all in on this, as you fully commit, that's when the opportunities start to arise. That's when the opportunities start to come in, to build more, to have something, a bit more stable there. Maybe it is you starting to just, start, if it's your body, go to the gym or start exercising. And as you build momentum, that's when the opportunities arise to slowly and surely, um what do you call this, improve your craft, or have more resources to improve your craft. If it's content creation, for example, doing content creation every day or as often as you set it out to be, it might give you the opportunities that you need to further your practice, whatever it is for you, right? And it's so exciting. It's so exciting for you because at first, yes, it is the time for you to be alone. Eventually, you will get to the point wherein it'll be so much easier for you to share your story and share your testimony to the world. And you're going to get what you want from this. You're going to achieve what it is you want to achieve and then some. The Nine of Cups is at the bottom of the deck. The Nine of Cups is really showing that this wish fulfillment is going to be there available for you, and you get to build from that. From it's like you now we're looking into like a future sense of you want something, that's what you're building, and eventually you will get to the point probably where you're like, yes, I already have this and I'm so happy, and I can see that there's so much more like not just self-driven or ego-driven things, but just more for everybody else that I can offer through this, more things that I can do, more records that I can get, personal records that I can beat, a lot more things I get to show, not because I want to show off, but because I genuinely believe in the work that I have done after the testimony has already been created, after the concept has already been proven. And that is the concept of you and what you're building, and you are the proof of that as well. So yeah, right now it might feel like you're alone. Again, this is your time to build yourself up from wherever you are into something and someone who is stable and secure and has everything you could ever want. That's so exciting. So yeah, that's again a pretty straightforward message. I hope that it helps you as you're moving forward. I hope it gave you the confirmation you needed. And thank you very much for being here. I hope I can do this a lot more often. I don't know. I'm happy that I have this platform available, but right now I'm just in the point of also like enjoying doing these things again, and we'll just see where it goes. So thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and just let me know your thoughts or whatever if you want to, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye bye.